Hey, what is up guys? So today I want to talk about this really cool card coming out in the Synchron Extreme Structure deck called Scrap Iron Statue. It's a normal trap card that has the effect that when the effect of a face-up spell or trap card your opponent controls is activated, destroy that card. Also, after that, set this card face down instead of sending it to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you get to target one junk monster in your graveyard and you get to special them in defense position, and you can only use each effect of it once per turn. But man, this card is actually pretty darn awesome. I feel like, any pendulum-based deck that, activates stuff, like at the moment, we have the Cleese. That's the only real meta pendulum-based deck. There's the Yusenjus, coming out later in the game. We already kind of got, like, some of them released, but we don't have all of them yet, and Yusenjus, they kind of need this for their pendulum-based build. There's other builds of Yusenjus that don't require their pendulums, but there's also the DeeDees, which will be coming out into the game, and a lot of their pendulum-based effects are like take some damage, or get some extra free effect after you take some damage. Essentially, you're paying life points and then you get to re-heal up anyways, so it's not like it's a downside. But a lot of these are face-up cards, essentially, that are triggering, and of course, since they're in the pendulum zone, they count as spells, so you'll be able to get rid of that, and then you'll be able to reset it. So I feel like some pendulum-based decks, they can just lose to this card, and it's a card that can reset itself. So not only do you get free advantage, but if your opponent can't complete their pendulum scales, and some pendulum-based decks, like the Yusenjus, they really can benefit off of having the pendulum scale if they're able to activate the effect, because they really need that scale of 11 in order for them to actually be able to get out the cards they want to get out. The card that bounces back like special summon monsters, it really helps out to actually have the effect. So I feel like this is a really good side deck card against a lot of pendulum-based decks. Even the Cleese, Scout activates, there are other things where, they just don't need to activate. But nonetheless, I think it's a pretty cool card. I mean, it doesn't have to be only against pendulums, but like against something like, let's say, Tenki, let's say for whatever reason there's something else that becomes good. And, maybe Noble Knights, you get to destroy something. I know some of the Noble Knight stuff that you re-equips anyway, so at that point, well, at least you got to try, right? But, when you're able to stop something that, is a continuous, that's actually pretty good, because sometimes once, like Black Whirlwind, I know Black Wings aren't the most popular deck, or the most meta deck, but you know what, they keep on giving support for Black Wings, maybe eventually it'll be good, but I think this card has a lot of potential, and it's really good against Supply Squad, but the thing is, Supplied Squad doesn't really seem too much play at the moment. I think that card is pretty cool, but I think this is a really great card to have into the game. I don't know what deck can really make use of it. I'm thinking if some other deck can make more use of it other than the Ultimate Zoken deck, it'd be pretty cool. And it doesn't just stop spells, but of course it stops traps, which I really do like. There's not too many continuous trap cards that I can think of at the moment in the game, but it has to be when the effect of it is activated. So there's a little bit of downsides to that, but it's still a good card, and I think it has a place in the game Yu-Gi-Oh! But let me know, guys, what other great cards in the meta would this stop, or just cards in general, would it be able to stop? Because yeah, I can think of like Whirlwind, I can think of like Tenki, and a lot of the pendulum-based decks, they kind of rely on activating their effects in order for them to be effective. But nonetheless, it's a really cool card coming out in that Synchron Extreme Structure deck, which is pretty cool. That also has another effect. I mean, that first effect is really great, but if you're playing junks, hey, you actually have an alternate effect. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Azneyes signing out.